And we're bringing the complaint because we believe there is evidence to warrant further investigation. And as you know, and we've had further or parallel kinds of discussion with the respect to Senator Hayden, that there has been a public accusation that Senators Hayden and Champion in some way threatened the school district to grant money to the Community Standards Initiative. And parallel to that was the report that if that didn't happen, that there might be some retribution in the form of restricting or somehow perhaps not making available funds that the senators would have a chance to influence their adoption. And we know from previous hearing about the bill that was authored, the grant that was suggested, that bill was not ultimately acted on, but instead there was funding provided to the school district with the understanding that there would be a process to grant some money to some organization, not specifically naming community standards, and that at some point in that process that grant was made to CSI. And in that process somewhere, according to the report that we have from the Star Tribune account, one source said that there was some threat made by Senators Hayden and Champion. We also, beyond the influencing that we think may have been improper, the subcommittee needs to look at whether Senator Champion himself benefited in some way financially by CSI receiving this grant. And that is based on the logic that Mr. L. Flowers was a founder of the Community Standards Initiative, and that Mr. Champion is representing Mr. Flowers in another legal matter, and so he consequently has a professional and fiduciary relationship with him. And as an agent of CSI, Mr. Flowers' receipt of a $375,000 grant could constitute a financial benefit for Mr. Champion.
The articles accuses him of using his position as a state senator to threaten and bully the Minneapolis Public School into issuing a contract with CSI. I've seen to date nothing that supports that allegation. The members of this body know Senator Champion. They've worked with him. They've witnessed firsthand his hard work ethic, his integrity, his honesty. It is patently unfair for his integrity to be impugned based upon unnamed sources.
And I want to be very clear, because I think it's important to be clear, is that I did not bully, threaten, or force the Minneapolis Public Schools to enter into a contract with CSI. And if you look at the complaint as articulated and put, and if we just look at it on its face, because Senator Hann has spent lots of time talking about articles as if those articles are fact. Those articles are not fact. Information that's contained therein isn't a fact. In fact, Senator Hann indicated that he hadn't talked to the newspaper writer. He didn't talk to this alleged unnamed source. He didn't talk to anyone. But what is also interesting is that the article is just clearly wrong. It's an unsworn statement being validated as true because Senator Hann wants to file a very serious, and I underscore, serious complaint based on an article without doing any checking as to the veracity of the article, not checking with the Minneapolis Public Schools before he even came to this body.
He said that I never talked to the newspaper reporter. That is not true. I did speak to the newspaper reporter after her initial report, and I did ask her, as a pro forma exercise, if she would tell me who it was, and of course she wouldn't, and I didn't expect that she would. But I did ask her, too, if it's possible that the source could have misunderstood. Is it possible that in the course of whatever advocacy that was going on, if somebody could have misunderstood advocacy for a threat? And what she told me was no, that the source had informed her that that was not a misunderstanding and that she stood by the story. So you were incorrect, I think, Senator Champion, saying that I never spoke to the reporter. I did, and my conversation with her, at least in my mind, said, well, there's a serious allegation that's made in the paper, and you are right. When things are put in the paper, sometimes we ignore them as elected officials because they're ridiculous or because they don't deserve comment. But when somebody makes a serious charge in the paper, that says this is going on, and it clearly, if it's going on, is not proper. I think you have to pay attention to that. And so our complaint is based on that report, to the extent that we say that should be put to rest. If that didn't happen, then it should be very clearly put out there that the paper got it wrong, or that the source got it wrong, or somebody got it wrong. But it shouldn't be out there, as Senator Champion has mentioned, to be just one of those things that hangs over your head.